guess I didn't, it's not that I didn't know that I was going to have to talk about it, but I didn't realize how ill-equipped I was to speak about chiropractic in a way that people actually could understand.
I know exactly where you're going.
And be able to not just understand, but then be able to get on board with and move forward with. That was totally a foreign concept for me, and something that, like I said, luckily I learned by coming to Aligned. But yeah, I was clueless.
Well, that's to your point. How do you communicate with people? What will people remember? They're not going to remember definitions from Grey's Anatomy or.
Every chiropractor wants to be a teacher on someone's first visit or second. Yeah.
I mean, doctor does mean teacher in Latin or something of that nature. But the reality is, how do you do that? I was never taught that. Mm-hmm. And,
I was taught some things. What I was.
What stories to tell and what motivates people and what, just all, people skills. Mm-hmm. And some are very blessed with that. Some are just people, and they can communicate. But most of us, that's a learned skill. Mm-hmm. Some of us are still learning, right? Ongoing. But I know we're
job training.
On the job training. So I know we're kind of coming up on probably time for this episode, and I have no idea what we talked about. It was a good time talking about chiropractic, and whether we're opening practices or just talking about healthcare and changing people's lives. But some of those common things that were so uncommon to us, 15, 20 years ago when we started in this profession, and now it's the same. It kind of repeats itself. Mm-hmm. We have a group of young doctors. So if you're listening to this and a young doctor, man, you need to find yourself a great mentor, a great one that'll take you under their wing and kind of walk the path with you. I mean, that's what I found. I had great mentors. Obviously, had great mentors inside of Aligned as well that I'm still very, very thankful for, which have not just affected my life in chiropractic, but again, I've got a 21-year-old on the other side of the microphone here. His life is different. I know it is. The way he thinks, the concepts he has about life and business or communicating with people are different. Because why? Because I got equipped. I understood it and I was able to implement it and be successful with it. So, got any final thoughts here before we sign off for this week?
Final thoughts. Are there ever any final thoughts? Like you said, I mean, there are all kinds of chiropractors, I'm sure, listening to this podcast at this point. But if you're in, let's go this direction. If you're not in practice yet, or if you're in the first 5 years, understand that chiropractic practice doesn't need to be a struggle. If you're outside of the first 5 years, chiropractic practice doesn't need to be a struggle. If I could tell chiropractors everywhere something, that would be it. It doesn't have to be a grind. It doesn't have to be a struggle. There are people who want to help. There is hope. You have the ability to be successful. You just need the tools to make it happen. And luckily, we had the blessing of being here. And I think back about where I would be if I hadn't had that first associateship, if I hadn't found out about it first. And I hate to think the people who didn't have that experience and are struggling because of it. So those are my closing thoughts. It doesn't have to be a struggle. If you find yourself not even having as much fun as you should be, man, there's no reason for that either. Chiropractic is fun.